On August 28th, a video from a hotel buffet in Xi'an went viral online. Around 8 a.m., customers were enjoying their breakfast when a woman and her young daughter sat down at a round table. The woman seemed to have finished her meal, but unexpectedly, she brought over a plate with about 20 eggs and started peeling them one by one. Other customers nearby noticed and suggested she shouldn't take so many eggs. However, the woman ignored their advice and continued peeling the eggs. When a hotel staff member came over to clear the table, they informed her again that the buffet is free to eat at the restaurant, but takeaway is not allowed. After a brief argument with the staff, the woman became upset, grabbed a peeled egg, took a bite, then threw it back on the plate. She smashed the remaining eggs with her hands and angrily threw them on the table. The child silently watched, looking terrified. The woman then left with her daughter. The video sparked outrage online, with people calling her the egg smasher. One comment read, "She looks so well-mannered, but who would have thought she'd do something like this? It's outrageous." Another person pointed out, what's even worse is that she did this in front of her daughter, without considering the impact on the child. It's not just egg she's smashing, it's setting a bad example for her kid. According to insiders, the woman is known for being arrogant and always looking to take advantage of others. If she can't get what she wants, she resorts to destruction. In a similar incident in Foshan, Guangdong, on August 8th, a woman intentionally stepped on fish in a supermarket to get a discount. The fish were still alive, and she picked them out of the tank, stomped on them, and then returned them to the tank. Afterward, she asked if the dead fish could be sold to her. The supermarket staff recognized her from a previous incident where she had skipped out on a payment, and the employee refused to sell her the fish. The supermarket owner shared the video to warn others about this behavior. She first went to pick out a fish, then pulled it up and stomped on it with her feet, killing it. Then she put the fish back in the tank, and after that she picked out the largest fish, stomped on that, and killed it. Then she came over and asked if she could buy the dead fish. Our young guy recognized her, so he refused to sell it to her because she had skipped out on a bill before. He happened to run into her again and remembered her. She left, and the boss didn't pursue her. He just wanted to warn others around here about people like her. This incident also sparked heated discussions online. One person said, "This woman perfectly demonstrates the evil in human nature." Others argued that she should face consequences, stating that being too kind to bad people only punishes the good ones. If the egg smasher set a bad example for her child, the behavior of a female master's degree holder later this year is even more disappointing. In July, a young woman in Shaanxi who had recently been hired for a teaching position decided to sell her Honor of Kings game account for 2,200 yuan. After completing the transaction, the buyer paid in full through the platform. However, shockingly, after receiving the payment, the woman used the platform's recovery feature to retrieve the account, leading to her being sentenced. She ruined her entire future in the process.
看了吗？25岁的女硕士，刚刚考上教编。
A 25-year-old master's graduate who had just gotten a teaching position decided to sell her Honor of Kings account for 2,200 yuan, but after selling it, she secretly reclaimed it and even insulted and blacklisted the buyer. The buyer, frustrated, drove over 2,000 kilometers to report her to the local police. With solid evidence, the police quickly took action and arrested her at her school. When faced with the police, her outbursts were pointless. She tried to offer to return the money, but by then, it was too late. Apparently, her parents also got involved, crying and blaming the buyer, saying their daughter is only 25 and doesn't understand what she did. They tried to make excuses for her, but the buyer stood firm, refusing to settle and insisting on legal action. The court found her guilty of theft, sentencing her to 8 months in prison. She was suspended for a year and given a fine. Besides her criminal sentence, she had to pay the 2,200 yuan plus 10 times the penalty, along with 36,000 yuan in lawyer fees. Her total loss amounted to 60,000 yuan. More seriously, her teaching position was revoked, and now she's barred for life from applying for government jobs.
是不是都觉得还是挺爽文的？
Up until now, you might have thought this was a funny story, but think about it. This person managed to pass the civil service exam and land a teaching position. If the buyer hadn't been so persistent, would this have been swept under the rug? Wouldn't this person have continued as a teacher, influencing children in the classroom? What frustrates me the most is reading comments in the thread saying, "Oh, you're overreacting. It's just a bit over 2,000 yuan. Why ruin someone's future and job over that?" Seriously? This is the kind of teacher you want your kids to have? You might not care about being precise, but don't mock those of us who do. It's people like us who ensure justice is served on time. Online, people were in shock, especially with comments like, "How could someone with a master's in education act this way? What did she learn in school? What kind of teacher would she have been?" Others said, "It's a good thing she hasn't started teaching yet, or she would have ruined the kids." Some even suggested that she might have become so used to the no questions asked refund culture, where people expect to get things without paying, that she thought this would be no big deal and she'd just return the money. One netizen said, "The most terrifying people are those who say things like, 'Don't be so serious.' They don't distinguish between right and wrong, pretending to be good, lacking basic justice." Some believe this lack of understanding of right and wrong stems from traditional cultural norms that often clash with logic and basic human principles. This, they argue, explains many social issues, like forced seat giving on public transit and scams that Chinese people encounter abroad. A similar case was reported in Henan, where another female master's degree who had passed the exam to join a state-owned railway company was caught stealing a 157 yuan hairdryer and a coat from a shopping mall. The police tracked her down through surveillance footage, but she refused to answer their calls and even blocked them. They had to contact her employer, and when the story broke, she was immediately fired. Her parents were devastated, but that didn't change the outcome. Her family was well off, with multiple properties, and she was their only child. With such a privileged background, no one expected her to commit such petty theft, and some wondered if it was a form of revenge due to family issues. But the surveillance footage showed her using a skilled technique, indicating she was a habitual thief. Some netizens have pointed out that the current college entrance exams in China only filter out low-performing students, but fail to address bad character. Most Chinese schools focus solely on test scores, neglecting basic moral education. Coupled with a deteriorating social atmosphere and some parents failing to set good examples, this has led to a rise in academically successful, yet morally corrupt individuals. With the economy in decline, societal behavior is worsening. Not only is theft rampant, but scams like $0 purchases, skipping out on bills, and various fraudulent tactics are becoming more and more common. In a recent surveillance video, a young woman was seen in a small supermarket. The owner was waiting for her to pay via phone when suddenly she grabbed an item from the counter and ran out. The owner chased her outside, only to find that a woman on an electric bike was waiting in the parking lot to help her escape. The thief quickly jumped on the bike, and they both sped away. It was clearly a well-planned $0 purchase. Earlier, a restaurant owner shared a video showing several young people eating and then skipping out on the bill. In the video, one girl was clearly visible. She later contacted the owner, asking him to delete the video and promising to pay. However, after the video was deleted, the girl disappeared again.
世界怎么会有这样的女人？真的是给我气到原地爆炸了。
How can there be such women in this world? It made me so angry. Not long after I posted the video, the woman privately messaged me, asking if I could delete it because it was affecting her. I said, "I'll delete it, but someone has to pay the bill first." Then she said, "Let's add each other on WeChat." We chatted a bit, and she told me she no longer kept in touch with the men she was with, and she would pay me later. But only if I deleted the video first. I thought, okay, I've already added her, and she promised to pay, so I went ahead and deleted it. Then she said, "Wait until the end of the month, I don't have the money now." I said, "Okay, I'll wait." By the end of the month, I messaged her again, and still no money. After that, she stopped replying, and when I checked, she had deleted me from her contacts. This kind of woman is so infuriating. She even played mind games with me. Now I've got no choice. What should I do? One netizen commented, "Now that men are waking up and not acting like doormats anymore, women are also having a hard time." On August 17th, surveillance footage from a supermarket in Dongguan captured a shocking scene. A woman took a pack of sanitary napkins. Then, while the owner was collecting payment from another customer, she pretended to pay with a bill, but secretly she slipped the money back into her bag. She boldly claimed that she had paid.
Did you pay?
I did, 10 yuan.
Where did you put it?
A bill. I gave you a 10 yuan bill. Why would I lie? After saying this, the woman quickly left. The owner couldn't find her, but after checking the surveillance footage, he discovered the scam. He posted the video online to warn others. In China, where mobile payment via QR code is now the norm, it has become easier for people to exploit the system, leading to an increase in cases where customers scan the code but fail to pay.
谁懂啊？新店开张的第二天就碰到了恶意套。
Who would understand this? On the second day of opening, we encountered a case of maliciously skipping out on the bill. Have you ever had customers who scanned the code but didn't pay? Last night, just before closing, 2 young women came in. These 2 beautiful ladies on the screen. They spent over 300 yuan. When it was time to check out, I clearly saw them scan the code, but I didn't hear the payment sound. As they were walking towards the door, I asked them to show me, and I did see them scan the WeChat code for 367 yuan. But after they left, I checked, and about 10 minutes later, I still haven't received the payment. It's been a whole day now, and I still haven't received it. So where exactly did things go wrong?
这位小姐姐外表看是光鲜亮丽。
This young lady, looking all glamorous on the outside, is doing something as dishonorable as skipping out on the bill. It's truly pathetic. If you can't afford 70 yuan, I don't mind going an extra 30 meters to expose you. Please notice, at this moment, her eyes were glued to her phone, and she didn't pay. The store owner was a bit busy, and she slipped away. When she got to the door, Maybe feeling guilty, she paused briefly. I wonder if, at that moment, she had any conscience. But no, what a waste of such a beautiful face.
Now, young people are obsessed with extreme low-cost consumption, looking for ways to get something for nothing, which has made many store owners really frustrated.
这个世界到底怎么了？昨天下午3点钟。
What is going on with this world? Yesterday afternoon at 3, 3 women came in to take photos. They ordered a 9.9 yuan Americano coffee roll, which was being offered on a live stream deal. I've said before, with the economy going downhill, everyone wants to save money, and I can accept that. But since you're enjoying the lowest cost to enjoy the environment and the space, why not just take your photos quietly, right? But instead, they went straight into a low-cost private room.
Yeah, when I left, they secretly turned on the air conditioning.
What's the worst part? The worst part is, I don't know how long it was, but suddenly they appeared and asked, "Hey, where's my coffee?" I replied, "Maybe you disappeared for too long, and we thought you left, so we took it away. If you need, we can make you another one, right?" But she actually asked for the 9.9 yuan back. I was stunned for a second, just stunned for a second, and then I smiled and said, "I can't refund it." I want to ask, how can you do this? Aren't you embarrassed? If you can't afford it, just stay inside the room, right? What a shame.
And when it comes to exploiting opportunities, older generations take it to the next level. The logic of many elderly people is that if you don't take advantage, you're losing out. On August 24th, a supermarket in Jiangsu held a promotional event, offering free steamed buns instead of eggs. The elderly customers, full of energy, rushed to grab as many as they could. One elderly man even managed to grab an entire bag of buns. The competition for the free goods became so intense that it looked like a battlefield. In Chaozhou, Guangdong, a temple organized a charity event where free rice and other supplies were distributed. As expected, it was swarmed by elderly people, and the situation quickly descended into chaos. On August 21st, a supermarket in Fengyang, Shaanxi, opened with a special offer of 9.9 yuan durians. However, the promotion quickly turned into chaos, with customers taking advantage of the $0 purchase trick. The scene was chaotic, as many customers took the durians without paying, eagerly devouring the fruit. Some even bit into expensive fruits and discarded them afterward. Despite the presence of staff, the overwhelming crowd made it impossible to manage, and the supermarket owner could only helplessly watch.
It's fine. It's our opening, so it's a benefit for them. They ate dozens of boxes yesterday. I said they ate tens of thousands of yuan worth. Who cares? They turned around and ate more. Some people just want to get something for nothing, and there's nothing we can do about it. We can't go around scolding people on the first day of opening, right? If you try to talk to them nicely, they won't listen. One durian is divided, and it's all gone in a second. It's our opening. We're happy, right? Let them eat a little. It's fine. We'll do better next time.
The durian incident quickly became a hot topic, with many netizens criticizing the people of Fengyang for their poor manners. However, as discussions progressed, the situation took a turn. The local residents commented that the business was deceiving customers. The durian section lacked staff, and the durians on display were moldy and spoiled. The 9.9 yuan durians promised in the promotion turned out to be poor quality fruits. Some elderly customers, seeing the lack of staff, helped themselves to the edible parts of the spoiled durians. Others questioned why the store didn't intervene after customers had eaten several boxes, allowing the situation to spiral out of control. The owner, in an interview, claimed that the spoiled durians were counted as part of sales volume. The people of Fengyang said they wouldn't take the blame for this. Insiders revealed that the supermarket over-ordered durians for the promotion, but their cold storage couldn't accommodate the quantity, leading to the fruit spoiling. In an attempt to attract customers, the store allowed free tastings, but the situation got out of hand. Some believe the owner exaggerated the severity of the incident for marketing purposes, and people said they would no longer shop at the supermarket. While it's hard to confirm all the facts, it's clear that people did take things for free. The supermarket is partially to blame for using spoiled durians in the promotion, and for the chaotic management. These events reflect a deeper issue. Society is clearly facing a serious moral crisis. For example, nowadays, when someone falls, even if the situation is dire, few people dare to step in and help, fearing that they might be falsely accused. A netizen commented, "The government creates the kind of people it deserves. Don't be surprised. The law is the bottom line of morality, and when the bottom line is broken, don't expect morality to work. What the ruling class is doing is like a dam breaking, and the flood is the inevitable consequence."